Three Lakers trade targets that they should absolutely pursue this offseason, and they're not named Giannis Antetokounmpo. Also, what is the Lakers' ultimate offseason plan? That's coming up next on The Big Lead. What is up, and welcome to The Big Lead. My name is Doug McKain, credentialed member of the media. I've covered LA sports and the NBA for over a decade, 24/7 sports, Bleacher Report, Dodgers Nation, SI, Chat Sports. I also do NFL radio for Westwood One. If you are new to the channel, it's the hottest stories in sports in less than an hour. Also, Lakers content all day, every day. I hail from Los Angeles, born and bred. I'm loyal to the soil, and you're going to find Lakers content on this channel, on this pod, every single day. Okay, we'll get to those trade targets in a second, but let's do a little overview of where the Lakers are at right now. So, they had a 50-win season, first year of J.J. Redick. They go 50-32. Draft capital-wise, you got the number 55 pick in June. Free agents, LeBron James has the player option. Jackson Hayes, Dorian Finney-Smith, Alex Len, Markieff Morris, Jordan Goodwin, and Christian Koloko. Now, when you look at the roster, it's all about Luka Doncic. The Lakers traded for Luka Doncic. He's their next superstar in LA. They're going to build a championship roster around him. And the Lakers had the 8th best record in the NBA after they made that trade. And he's just 25. He's going to be 26. They finished third in the Western Conference. Yes, you did get bounced in the first round. I think a lot of that had to do with the fact you had no playable centers. Jackson Hayes was unplayable. Alex Len is Alex Len. He basically has a free courtside seat to Laker games, is what he had. Let's just be honest about that. But as far as their lack of depth and size, you didn't have a lot of good late-game execution with Luke and LeBron still trying to figure out chemistry. But let's not forget, too, it was J.J. Redick's first time as a head coach. And he made some moves that I don't think he'd make again. And that is making a move to play his entire starting lineup, and as far as the lineup they went with in the second half in the last 24 minutes. The first head coach to do that in the play-by-play era against the Minnesota Timberwolves. And Rob Pelinka said, quote, "We're going to build a roster that fits J.J. Redick's basketball philosophy." So they're going to build a roster that fits J.J. Redick's basketball philosophy. And I think that is something we're learning right now. What is his basketball philosophy? And I think that philosophy is one where it's going to be driven by his superstars. And this is going to be one of the most important off seasons in Lakers history, because LeBron James has to make the decision. He has a $52.6 million player option, can enter free agency. Luka's not a free agent, but he's eligible to sign up to a 4-year, $229 million extension on August 2nd. And if they do not reach an extension, Doncic would be a free agent in the summer of 2026. Then you have Austin Reeves, who's also eligible to sign an extension. He could enter free agency in the same summer as Luka Doncic. So this is how important this offseason is for the Lakers. You are in a position where you have to re-sign your big three. And, of course, when I say re-sign, I mean lock up long-term and bring back for 2026 and beyond that. So, yeah, look, the Lakers are going to be aggressive. They know that they made that move with an understanding, a handshake, wink-wink deal that Luka Doncic was going to be here to stay. There's already been multiple reports that Luka is going to give the Lakers the same loyalty they expect to give the Dallas Mavericks, and that LeBron James is going to want to stay in Los Angeles. Now, you know that the Lakers have already communicated with Luka about bringing in talent that optimizes him. I mean, they were aggressive at the deadline. They tried to get Charlotte Hornets center Mark Williams at the deadline to get Luka Doncic the lob threat that he needs. but unfortunately the trade was rescinded after a failed physical. And the Lakers right now, as far as filling that spot, they don't have that cap space to sign Miles Turner. They have a 2031 first-round pick, 5 years of pick swaps, former first-round pick Dalton Connect, and $70 million in expiring contracts with Reeves, Dorian Finney-Smith, Rui Hachimura, Maxi Kleba, and Gabe Vincent to use in a trade, but they don't have a ton of assets. So that's going to be the big question. What can they do to do that? Would LeBron James take some sort of discount to help them sign someone like a Turner or a Capella or a name that's out there? That's kind of the biggest question I would have. But as far as the trade targets, when we get back to what the Lakers offseason plan here in a second, one of their biggest plans is, who is that frontline guy? Who can you pair with LeBron and Luka to try to get this team another championship before LeBron hangs them up? And I think that's the biggest question the Lakers have to have this season. That's the biggest number one question is, do you truly believe in your heart of hearts that LeBron James and Luka Doncic can win a championship together? And if that's the case, then do you think that Austin Reeves can be that third star to help him get there and hang banner 18? Because if that's not the case, and you really want LeBron to be that guy, Luka, then you might have to consider trading Austin Reeves. But if you believe in Reeves, you believe in LeBron, you believe in Luka, then you go about it. But there's a world tour. I think that the Lakers are saying, hey, we know we got Luka for the long haul. We're not going to burn all of our assets just to bring in a team that can maybe compete. But I think if it's the Lakers, they always want to win a championship. So I think they're going to be very aggressive, and they're going to view 2026 as a year that they want to win a title, and they're going to be all in. I think that's what they are going to do. So let's look at some names right now. I'm going to start with Derrick White. Yes, a Celtic. Wait a minute, a Celtic on the Lakers? Rajon Rondo. Okay, let's not forget about that. Let's focus on how players can help this team win. And the Celtics, they could be a team because of Jason Tatum's injury, because of Kristaps Porzingis, because of the fact you already won a title. They could be sellers this offseason. Derrick White, an underrated guard. He's a ideal piece for a contender that already has superstars. He would help the Lakers defense tremendously. It would give them a star on defense that you could play against the other team's top player. You could pin him against the Anthony Edwards. You can pin him against the Shea. You can just use him in versatile situations and not put the other team in spots where you're constantly hunting Luka and LeBron. And yes, they're going to still try to do that in pick and rolls, but still having a Derrick White to focus on that side of the floor while also having the ability to score and hit some threes, that'd be huge. And offensively, I mean, the Lakers, you need guys that can hit threes. And Derrick White, last 2 seasons, he's been great when it comes to shooting threes. I mean, this is a guy that can shoot him at a high clip. He's clutch. We know that he's not afraid to come through in the playoffs when you need him to. I mean, this is a guy that we saw the game winner he had against the Heat a couple years ago. He's really been the glue guy for that team, and he's a 38.4% three-point shooter, a 38.4% three-point shooter, and that is going to play, right? Numbers like that are going to play. And we're not talking about on 2 attempts, 3 attempts. My man shoots almost 10 threes a game. My man is addicted to dropping bombs on your moms from downtown. 9.7 three-point attempts per game at a 38.4% clip. Last year, averaged 17.5 points per game, 5 dimes, almost 5 rebounds. Overall, he shoots 44%, but also it's the defense. So the other issue here is, do the Celtics want to shake hands with the enemy and do a deal with the Lakers? That's another factor for sure. But White is most likely to be one of the pieces that the Celtics are probably going to keep for sure, even though they kind of look for some financial relief and stability. But if the Lakers come with a crazy strong offer, who knows? Who knows? But I think Derrick White would make a ton of sense. Imagine White with Luka and LeBron. I'm telling you. We mentioned this guy on the show a couple different times. How about Jarrett Allen? So the Cleveland Cavaliers, just to kind of revisit what we talked about a couple weeks ago, is if they imploded, if the snowflakes that fell from the ceiling, if those did not work out, what would that happen, right? What would become of that? Well, I don't know if you saw this. They invested in all these snowflakes that were supposed to come down in winds and things like that. But, yeah, we're not going to see a Cleveland title. We're not going to see LeBron, Cleveland, this is for you. We're not going to see that because what's for them was Cancun and an early exit. And because of that, maybe their window with that group they feel is closed or needs to change. So Jarrett Allen is a player that can absolutely help this Lakers team. This is a guy that has a contract that's extremely team-friendly. You can add pieces around the roster after acquiring him. He's going to earn $20 million in 2025 and 2026 before his extension starts at $28 million. That kicks in 2026 and 2027. And he's another guy that's a two-way player. He can impact the game on both sides of the floor, offensively and defensively. And I look at Jarrett Allen as a guy that is a sensible move, a move that you look at as saying, can we get him without trading in Austin Reeves? And I certainly think you can. Last year, he averaged 13.5 points per game, 9.7 rebounds, shot 70% from the field. And one thing I love about Jarrett Allen, my man shows up. My man plays 82 games, 82 starts for the Cleveland Cavaliers, a team that finished with the best record in the Eastern Conference. So that's certainly a name that I'm keeping my eyes on all offseason. And then how about a big name? How about a star? How about an all-star? How about a Bam Adebayo? This would be one of the dream scenarios. Obviously, the dream, the Giannis, that's a pipe dream. That's a crack pipe dream, if we're being completely honest. But as far as one of the dream scenarios, Bam Adebayo is certainly a name that you think of. And Bam would do a lot of things. It'd be wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, for the team offensively and defensively. He's an elite defensive center. Period, point blank, full stop. He can erase shots. He can cover up for mistakes. And that's what I love about him because we know Luka and LeBron, they're going to have those lapses. And Bam can clean those up. He has the ability to clean those up in a massive, massive way. And there was a recent report that suggested that Rob Pelinka and the front office would not be including Austin Reeves in trade talks this offseason. Well, if that'd be the case, unless it was for an elite big man. Bam Adebayo is an elite big man. He would be the exception. I guarantee you that if Pat Riley called or Rob Pelinka called Pat Riley and said, hey, would you consider Austin Reeves in a deal for Bam? And if there was any connection there, I guarantee you that Rob Pelinka would listen. And Bam is certainly a guy that I think could benefit from being in a better situation. I mean, living through the whole Jimmy Butler saga there, going from a team that was competing for a title to a big-time drop-off. It really is Tyler Hero's offense down there. He's 27. I mean, all of a sudden, he's 27. And I think that he's in win-now mode. His age pairs with Luka Doncic. Last season, Bam averaged 18.1 points per game, 9.6 rebounds, 4.3 assists. Can even shoot some threes. 35.7% from beyond the arc on 2.8 attempts. Did shoot a career low 48% last season. So I think if you get Bam in the right situation, and I think that, look, I think Miami, I mean, as much as heat culture, I think it starts to wear on dudes, man. I really do. And it's not for everyone. And look, being on a Lakers team, they try to be the Lakers West in Miami. But I really do believe that a change of scenery would do Bam Adebayo very, very well. And you could get him back to being that guy that was a 20-point per game, 10 rebound per game type of player on over 50% shooting. I mean, we saw in 2020, 21, we saw in 22 and 23, a guy averaged 20.4 points per game, 9.2 total boards on 52% shooting, 54% shooting as well. And this is a guy that's throughout his career has been a top 5 defensive player of the year candidate. I think if he goes to the Lakers, is hungry, is motivated, he could win the defensive player of the year. Because let's be honest, when you're great in LA, things are great for you. Things are better for you. You're a bigger star. You're on more radars. You're on more nationally televised games. You're written about more. Last season, he finished 3rd in defensive player of the year. That was his highest. But he's a first-team all-defender. He's a 3-time all-star. And I think that if I'm the Lakers, I would try extremely hard to get Bam Adebayo. Because honestly, I don't know about how you guys feel when it comes to Lake Show. Give me a title, and then let's figure it out from there. Just what's my favorite title? It's the next one, like Tom Brady said. And yes, there is a risk to going all in if you think that LeBron James is going to fall off a cliff. But I think that if you're a Lakers franchise, it's got to piss you off. It's got to make you mad that the Boston Celtics have more rings than you, more banners than you. So you have to get to that next championship as soon as possible and do what Jeannie Buss wants to do for the late, great Jerry Buss, and that is have the most championships in the National Basketball Association. So go all in 2026. And adding a Bam Adebayo certainly accomplishes that. Absolutely 100%. So I think that's certainly what the Lakers need to do. Big 3 trades. We're going to be doing trades all off season. But that is going to do it for this episode of The Big Lead. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. We're doing all Lakers, all off season, 24/7, 365. So if you don't want to miss anything about your Lake Show, subscribe to The Big Lead. And also comment Luka Magic. We're doing a Luka Doncic jersey giveaway. Once we hit 2,000 subscribers, all you have to do is comment Luka Magic, and you can win. That's all you got to do. All right, guys, see you next time. And until next time, I'm out.